What is up, y'all? We are here for our weekend reflection message from the Radiant Sun Oracle and the Dreaming Way Tarot. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. I know that some of you that have been following along may have been kind of aware of the fact that I had my sort of like big plot line through this solar eclipse, lunar eclipse season, has direct like connection with father healing, and I'm also simultaneously, coincidentally, probably not coincidentally, I'm starting this like other sort of professional venture in the background, and I just think that it's so interesting. So anyway, my dad reached out to me and my siblings to get together, and he is not exactly estranged, but we don't have a great, or haven't had a great relationship with him. He's just kind of unavailable and things like that. So long story short, the difficult thing for me to swallow was this sort of kind of careless invitation that was thrown out there, and it was a little bit like let's do this now, kind of thing. But we all just decided to open our hearts to the situation, let go of expectation, just try to make it a nice time. And I really prayed before this came up, before I went, like every day for a week, that God would help me soften my heart towards my dad, to the whole situation. And so as it turns out, we had a really nice time. It was a pleasant, good time. Nothing too deep was brought up, but he did kind of hint at wanting to make an effort, every couple of months to get together, which I think is realistic in this world and doable maybe, and we'll see. But I just think that it went really well, and I had very positive feelings, and I felt very light and uplifted and just at ease afterwards. I just came home and had such a relaxed evening, and it just felt like things had come into place. So I just thought I would report back that, if you take that chance, if you do the thing that's the hard thing to do, it could give you a lot of long-term fulfillment in return. So from the Radiant Sun Oracle, we have Jupiter in Virgo, which is patience. We have Venus in Sagittarius, which is flirtation. And we have the Sun in Pisces, which is vision. Underneath patience, we have Ten of Swords. Underneath flirtation, we have Knight of Cups. And underneath vision, we have the Hierophant. All right, so Jupiter in Virgo paired with Ten of Swords. I will let you guys listen to the audio and look at the layout at the end of the video. I feel like I'm on a roll now. But we are at the end of a long and difficult situation. A long and difficult cycle is coming to an end, as depicted with this Ten of Swords. And Ten of Swords can be a ruinous end, or it can just be like, you just don't have any more energy to give to something, like total burnout, total collapse of what was. But the good news is that the worst is behind you, and then only resurrection can happen now, right? So it's interesting. I just noticed that this character, he has like his hand is like up, like, like, oh gosh, trying to do what he can to hang on, right? To avoid the unavoidable, the inevitable. And it's like all of the messages leading up to this eclipse have been like, release, let go. Don't cling on. Let what is ready to die fall away and die. New things are coming in, and it feels like it's never going to be different. It feels like things are never going to change. We're never going to see the fruits of our labor, but we just need patience, and we need to really put a lot of energy. So Jupiter expands what we give it. So what we need to give the situation is the attitude of Virgo, which is giving everything utmost excellence for the sake of the highest good, for the sake of sharing, for the collective good, for the humanitarian cause, right? Virgos are excellent at organization and crafting and implementing systems and processes. They are so good at building things and getting routines going. And so this end is exhausting, and it does feel like, oh my gosh, I'm starting again on empty. But I think that right now, what we give to organization, simple, proactive, mundane, repetition, consistency, steadiness, it's really going to pay off. Jupiter is going to expand that. So just be practical, but also like Virgo is practical and earthy, but it's also ruled by Mercury. So it's very quick. It's very perceptive, very good at implementing ideas, very organized in that way. So what we can do now to get that second wind is just lend ourselves to the enthusiasm and inspiration. Let ourselves get carried away in the fun of creating and the passion in building something, and try to keep that enthusiasm up. You know, a lot of times when the shine wears off of something, that's when our energy and our intensity and our consistency start to wane. And so the key, whether it be giving yourself to a goal or to a long-term relationship, is getting past that honeymoon phase and learning how to maintain circumstances and conditions that yield those feelings that can sustain those romantic ideals, and that those rose-colored glasses that can keep you excited about something for long term, right? So, and we have Venus in Sagittarius here, which is again related back to Jupiter. There's so much good fortune happening and expansion happening in the realm of anything touching Venus right now. Touch my Venus. It's like Venus is in its home sign. There's a lot of stuff going on with like fire signs, Leo, the big planets, Jupiter. I was doing something recently. You guys know I'm kind of a deadbeat astrologer. I keep up, but I'm not like an astrologer myself. So lots of expansive energy. It's just what we give to it. So much healing around our parents, right, during eclipse season. And that has every bit of influence over our love and money, which Venus rules. Venus rules how connected we are to pleasure and beauty and security, both in finances and in the home and within our relationships. So yeah, Venus is in Libra right now. So it's in a very comfortable home sign where it's very like magnified and exalted. So again, it's a good time to get carried away with inspiration and creative optimism and taking action and really stoking our fire, so that when we do take action and we get into our routines, we're having fun, it's juicy, it's exciting, we're kind of romanticizing the process. Because when we're on that high flying disc, that's when we open ourselves up to channel in abundance and manifestation, and it's in that sense of playfulness, right? When we're uplifted, we're connected to that spirit of God, the nurturing, giving spirit, the Shekhinah. And so when we are in a low state or a low vibrational state or a sour state, that separates us and cuts us off from that flow of abundance. So joy, celebration, like whatever we're approaching in this new chapter, in this next phase, it's like we need to bring all the joy and playfulness to that, and not let it become overly serious. And then there might be actually like new love interests and things like that are popping up as well, in addition to maybe like dreams starting to percolate and come true. I just think about this time as like when a champagne starts to get into that second phase of fermentation, when it starts to get bubbly. It's all part of the process, and it's all in good time. So we've got the vision card here, which is Sun and Pisces. This is connected to Christ consciousness. Pisces is the oldest sign in the zodiac. They've been through the whole wheel of the zodiac, all of the twists and turns of the astrological becoming of the self, and all of the archetypes, all of the awakening of the psyche. And so the Pisces sign is seen to be kind of the oldest, wisest, most mature. They have the greatest sense of desire to share, but they also have the least desire to receive, which is their downfall. The Aries sign has the strongest desire to receive. That's why they're the strongest cardinal sign. They want to do things. They want to go after things. They want to get started. But it's in this kind of like immature, me, I want this, which it can be positive when brought with like consciousness, because that actually gets things done. Sometimes Pisces is lazy or lacks the ability to get things done because they don't have that like sort of like voracious desire like an Aries does. And so they're like, oh, I'm satisfied, I'm good to just share and share and share. And it's like they don't have enough of a desire to want to do and be seen and to have. So there's something about bringing that Christ consciousness that we want to do things for the sake of sharing, not for the sake of receiving for the self alone, but also our desire. We have to have a deep desire to call in what we want, and we needed to have a desire to share and to unify and to teach and be teachable, right? And it may help us to get involved with or connect with others of like mind, because when people are united for the same cause, two or more gathered, it creates a generative manifesting power, especially if you get together in the name of Christ. Then like nothing is, they say, impossible to people who are praying and working together in a common goal for the sake of revealing more light in the world, aligning with their divine plan and purpose, and in the purpose and intention of sharing. Like nothing can stop them, with the mustard seed of faith. Like they can say, move that mountain into the ocean, and it'll get up and move into the ocean. So again, we're unstoppable as long as we center our intentions and focus around sharing and channeling good and the highest good of all, and resisting that desire that focuses on only what's in it for the self. And I think that is going to be what gives our efforts a lot of power and a lot of like supportive momentum. All right, you all, I will leave you with the audio. Tomorrow night is our Secret Teachings of Jesus episode, where we get into the Gnostic Gospels. It's our Saturday night secret sermon. So that I film around midnight usually, because I come in after work, and then I edit and I upload. So it hits in the middle of the night, so you might see it Sunday morning, but keep a lookout for it. It's one of my favorite things to do all week, and I think it's definitely one of the more favorite weekly episodes for sure. All right, until then, may peace be with you. Ciao. Patience. We're at the completion of a long and arduous cycle. Things have the potential to change in miraculous ways as long as we continue to show up organized and in service of the greater good and the revelation of the light in the world. We feel tired, but we have a second wind coming. The sail that will catch this wind is enthusiasm and inspiration. Approach this coming chapter with a sense of joy, love, playfulness, and pleasure. The chapter we are entering will require our discipline and focus to maintain our aims at Christ consciousness and a motivation of sharing. There will be benefits to aligning in unity with others. Be receptive to learning through those who have forged similar paths.